and gentlemen, welcome to our English news edition brought to you by Canal Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic presides over a meeting of the Council of Ministers via video conference. The sectors of agriculture, housing, environment and transport were discussed, and the mediator of the Republic gave a presentation on pending investment projects. No less than 50 farmers obtained permits to drill artesian wells, a decision that will allow to extend the exploited area to 2,500 hectares, a report from Tipaza province. COVID-19, the situation remains critical with more than 1,400 new confirmed cases. Good evening. Those were today's headlines. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Minister of National Defense, Abdelmajid Tebboune, chaired on Sunday a session of the Council of Ministers via video conference, during which presentations on the agriculture, housing, environment and transport sectors were heard, in addition to a presentation by the mediator of the Republic to the Council on the follow-up of pending investment projects. After the opening of the session by the President and the presentation of the Prime Minister, Minister of Finance Ayman bin Abdurrahman on the government's activity over the past 2 weeks, the mediator of the Republic made a presentation on the status of pending projects in several sectors. In execution of the decree of the President of the Republic during the Council of Ministers on November 21st, 2021, with a view to following up and dealing with projects at the national level, case by case. The mediator of the Republic announced the removal of obstacles for 915 projects, allowing the creation of 52,187 direct jobs in 46 provinces. After this presentation, the President of the Republic gave the following instructions and guidance. First, the President ordered to clarify the nature of the projects in all sectors, to prepare accurate and detailed reports as to the figures, and to separate these small projects from the large ones. Secondly, concerning the 2021-2022 plowing and sowing campaign and the resistant tree development program, the President stressed that agricultural production is a crucial issue for the nation and a matter of national dignity, and we have all the capacities to take up the challenge, recording a drop in the figures communicated concerning cereal production. As a result, the President ordered, first, the doubling of cereal production by orienting efforts in the agricultural sector, especially in the south, rethinking human resources and changing mentalities in the sector so to achieve food security, optimal use of agricultural land to increase yields, encourage professionals to work on modern technologies and apply modern techniques used in developed countries, strengthen aerial control and provide drones to accurately assess agricultural capacity, encourage scientific research, promote agrarian tree plantation in the south and the high plateaus of the southwest, and create a national center devoted for this matter. The immediate creation of a milk production unit with a production capacity of no less than 1 million liters per day. Third, in the sector of environment and regarding the improvement of the living environment in urban areas and new towns, the President of the Republic ordered the citizens and civil society's involvement in the preservation of the environment, intensify awareness campaigns and encourage competition between schools and neighborhoods to reach a better living environment, to value the initiatives recorded in some villages and municipalities, encourage investment in the environmental field, especially in recycling and revalorization of household waste, the development of projects carried out in the field of environment, and the transformation of the landfill site of Wad Samar into a green space, the speeding up of the finalization works of the integrated projects of Wad al Harraj. Concerning the transport sector, The President of the Republic agreed on the revaluation of the tramway project of Serif province. On this occasion, the President of the Republic emphasized the importance to accelerate the opening of investment in the field of air and maritime transportation. The President also ordered the optimal and immediate utilization of all the national ports and not only to focus on the Port of Algiers, which recorded 64.5% of the total national port activity. A slaughterhouse in the southern province of Tamarasset sets an example of a successful prototype project of youths. The abattoir is fully equipped with modern and cutting-edge tools in the field and operates according to national standards. The project also gave many job opportunities to the local youth there. The story by Karim Faz Zachary.
The abattoir in the province of Tamarasset is one of many successful youth projects operating with international standards and with modern methods and technologies. This project is adapted to this area and meets the needs of local breeders. It's important for them because through this abattoir they can market their products since it's a meeting point between the north and the south of the country. From this abattoir, I call on exporters to come. Our doors are open. It's open to all investors. This project is a prototype of a successful project which created new job opportunities. This is great for us since it opened job opportunities. It has great capacities and modern technologies and equipment. This was a good opportunity for us to have a job according to specialties. We hope it will be beneficial for the area. We provided about 60 direct jobs and about 40 indirect jobs. With its modern equipment, the complex aims to expand the project to include the production and marketing of red meat and meet the demands of national market.
With the aim to boost the local economy, a new dairy production unit has been created at the level of Janet province with a production capacity of 30,000 liters per day as part of a private investment project so as to meet the local market's needs. Melissa Kubash has more details.
The province of Janet has finally benefited from a dairy factory with a production capacity of 30,000 liters of milk per day, enough to meet the needs of the local market of both Janet and Burj Al Hawas in milk and other dairy products.
Our main objective is to ensure the supply of milk to citizens at its real price, which is around 25 dinar per liter, and put an end to the milk crisis. We produce milk at subsidized prices so as to respond to the high demand of this product.
This investment has allowed the creation of more than 30 permanent job positions for the benefit of young people of the region, with an aim to create more after the extension of the project.
This dairy allowed me to get a job in a field that I've already been trained in. Thanks to this investment, I was able to get a job, and I hope that more job opportunities will be created to young people. This investment came at the right time due to the terrible lack of this product. Therefore, the province is willing to welcome all operators aiming to boost the development of the province.
The local authorities, for their part, have offered several facilitations to economic operators willing to participate in the economic recovery, create wealth, as well as job opportunities.
Following an invitation issued by the Kuwaiti Foreign Affairs Minister, Sheikh Ahmed Nasser Al-Muhammad Al-Ahmed Al-Jabir Al-Sabah, Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Minister Ramadan Al-Amamra took part in a consultation meeting of Arab Foreign Affairs Ministers held in Kuwait. On the occasion, Ramadan Al-Amamra made a presentation on the preparations for the next Arab Summit, which will be hosted by Algeria this year. The meeting allowed the ministers to exchange views on the most important issues on the Arab scene and discuss the challenges facing the Arab world and the preparations for the upcoming deadlines. The meeting is part of the periodic informal meetings scheduled by the Ministerial Council of the Arab League. Prior to the meeting, Foreign Affairs Minister Mtala Mamra was received by the chairman of the Ministerial Council of the League of Arab States, Ahmed Nasser Mohammed Al Sabah. The two parties reviewed the important issues that interest the Arab world and the prospects for coordinating and unifying views through the strengthening of such meetings. The seventh session of the Algerian-French political consultations at the level of the Secretaries General of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of the two countries started on Sunday in Algiers. The two-day session is co-chaired by the Secretary General of the Foreign Affairs and National Community Abroad Ministry, Shakib Rashid Qaid, and the Secretary General of the French Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs, François Delattre. The two parties will examine the general development of bilateral cooperation and address regional and international issues of common interest. Algeria has a pioneering experience in women's participation in the green economy, a statement made on Sunday by the National Solidarity Minister Kautar Kerikou, who spoke on the sidelines of her participation via video conference in an Arab preparatory meeting for the 66th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, scheduled for March. It will also include topics such as gender equality and women's empowerment in climate change mitigation policies. To COVID-19, now 1,464 new confirmed cases, 965 recoveries and 11 deaths were recorded during the last 24 hours, according to the Health Ministry. The high surge in infections of COVID-19 is due mainly to the non-compliance with the health protocols by citizens. Their recklessness is easily observed among citizens, just a tour around commercial areas is enough for us to tell that people are taking this with a pinch of salt. Let's find out more in this report by Karim Faz Zachary.
Busaid market in the center of the capital, most of the citizens do not respect the sanitary protocol imposed by the health authorities to break the chain of contamination of COVID-19. I call on all the citizens to be vigilant and be aware that we're going through a dangerous period which we hope is going to pass by ASAP. For us, at our age, we were obliged to get jabbed to be immunized. People have to respect the health protocol and the wearing of masks. The majority don't wear it appropriately. This is how you wear it, not under your chin, for crying it out loud. The protocols are for our own good. Is something that helps us. At our age, we're not going to risk going out without a face mask. Even vaccinated, we're wearing it. Inside stores, traders are required to comply with this health protocol and to ensure its respect by their customers. By accessing the store, customers are forced to put on the mask because this virus is highly contagious. I ask my customers to put on their face masks to avoid contaminating their relatives, especially those suffering from chronic diseases. Me personally, I pay great attention to myself and my entourage. The wearing of the mask is mandatory in my store, otherwise access is forbidden to those who do not wear it. Respect for distancing also is mandatory. In addition, only 3 people are allowed to access. I mobilized an agent at the entrance to control people who do not wear the mask. The authorities call on the citizens to comply with the barrier measures to prevent the spread of the virus.
In Tipaza province, no less than 50 farmers have obtained permits to drill artesian wells, which has been frozen. This decision will make it possible to extend the exploited area to 2,500 hectares. Ines Killu has the details.
Thanks to the authorizations for drilling artesian wells granted in Tipaza province, farmers will finally be able to irrigate their land and revive their farms, a vital decision that will also optimize market garden production, an initiative warmly welcomed by the farmers of the province.
This operation will increase the irrigated agricultural area to 2,500 hectares. We have suffered from drought for a long time, which is why we submitted a file in 2018 to obtain a permit to drill a well, because the only existing well in this region was dry. Today, we received the governor who gave us authorizations to drill wells intended for irrigation.
This measure is part of the facilitations granted to the farmers, particularly during this period of water stress, which is severely felt in some provinces of the country.
Due to the lack of water, only 40% of the agricultural land is being used, but we hope that this achievement will allow us to increase the capacity of the use. The farmer must rationalize water use by adopting the drip system.
According to the latest statistics, the well network in Tipaza province includes 700 boreholes, 2,000 wells and springs. The consolidation of this network will undoubtedly contribute to increase the surface area intended for market gardening, but also to arboriculture, which is one of the sectors on which local agriculture is based.
On Sunday, the Algerian national television lost the production director, Hamid Imrzougen. The late joined the Algerian television in 1991. During his career, he took part in several production works, his latest a series that will be broadcast on the month of Ramadan. On this painful ordeal, both Communication Minister Mohamed Bouslimani and the General Director of the EPTV, Shaban Lonakel, presented their condolences to the family of the deceased, praying Allah Almighty to welcome him in his vast paradise. Morocco is dangerously fueling the escalation of tension in the region, said the Special Envoy for Western Sahara and Maghreb countries at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. For Ammar Blani, the Moroccan authorities violate daily the military agreements signed by the two parties and endorsed by the Security Council. On the ground, military operations continue along the Wall of Shame in Western Sahara. Units of the Sahrawi army carried out new attacks which targeted new positions of the Moroccan occupier in the Awsrid sector. In Palestine, the Zionist entity forces arrested 14 Palestinians as a result of a massive raid campaign in various areas of the West Bank and Al-Quds. Meanwhile, several settlers stormed Al-Aqsa Mosque, where they carried out provocative protests in its yards under the Zionist entity's police protection. This also coincided with dozens of Palestinians protesting in Al-Quds against the occupation authorities' plans to expel Palestinians from the Naqb and confiscate their lands. A trip to Hammamet, known before as Roman Baths, located in Algiers, the capital, where the Great Lighthouse Cap culminates at more than 68 meters above sea level. It guides the sailors of the Algerian coast for more than 150 years. Hamid, the guardian of this monument, speaks about it with a lot of passion and emotions. Ines Kellou has more details.
The lighthouse of Cap Kaksin exists for more than 150 years and which was built in 1886. Cap Kaksin is a lighthouse of landing located at approximately 2 kilometers of the western entry of Algiers, more precisely in El Hammamet in the municipality of Bainam. The Cap Kaksin lighthouse is one of the 22 lighthouses in the Algerian coast and one of the most beautiful ones.
Cap Kaksin Lighthouse is a lighthouse in the port of Algiers for mooring boats towards the port. Before the 90s, the lighthouse was equipped with 6,000 watts. Its power was up to 60 kilometers after the 90s. It was modified with a new technology that replaced it with a 10,000 watt lamp.
A place steeped in history. The lighthouse benefits from regular maintenance, and to ensure its proper functioning, Hamid Chalal has been overseeing its management since 1987, as his father did.
Before I started working here at this lighthouse, my father was here from 1963 until 1987, and I replaced him until today.
The Cap Kaksin Lighthouse is a true monument erected on the Algerian coast, which is classified as a national heritage in 1999.
After Cameroon and Burkina Faso, it is Egypt's turn to qualify after beating Morocco by 2-1, a victory that was drawn at the end of regulation time and extra time thanks to 2 goals by Mohamed Salah and Mohamed Hassan Trexet, who put an end to the dream of the Moroccans, who started the game by leading the score from the 7th minute. That was it for our today's news. Thank you for joining us.